What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Outside Line Media podcast. We got back from Indy 500 qualifying last night, and it was a doozy. Holy shit! What a first in-person Indy 500 quality to go to.
Yeah, my lord. The drama, it was just through and through amazing. I went just Sunday. Obviously, Patrick went Saturday. We've gotten a video about Saturday already, but this is going to be going over our quali predictions.
And then also moving into our race day predictions for the Indy 500. We dropped a video yesterday about the cheating scandal for Penske. So go check that out if you're out of the loop on that somehow. I feel like it's taken over my entire Twitter feed.
It is my social media right now. So we won't be touching on that. Just know that some people were sent to the back, Penske specifically. But let's go over our Sunday quali day real quick. Just a real brief, because we got a lot to cover today, so we'll just real briefly cover this. We got up there a little before practice, hit some fan zone, went in practice. First car I saw lap was Scotty Mack, who immediately crashed. Very sad. He was unable to participate in Fast 12.
Kind of might have saved his ass, though.
Kind of got buried under all the shit, as you talked about in our last video, but
he finished better than every other Penske.
For real. From there, we just hung out and watched quali, and why'd I say 230 something miles an hour in person is unfathomably fast.
Yeah.
TV, a great job of TV of making it look slow because it's easy to watch. Because in person, it is boom. Like
if you go to Indy 500 quali or even practice, sit in the turn one grandstand as close as you can get to the track.
Yes, it is
wild.
Insane. It is insane.
Possibly, depending on how our seats are on Saturday, we might be upgrading.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, but seeing the cars squat in the corners is fantastic. But as day went on, some really interesting people in some places you would not think they would be. Obviously, David Malukas just being in the Fast 12, we already knew that, obviously, but insane.
And almost making it into the Fast 6.
Yeah.
That was a great effort from the Foyt team, and very shocking that it was David. As highly as I rate David, Santino Ferrucci is the Indy 500 guy.
Yeah, and just not a great result from Santino,
he didn't even make the Fast 12.
No, he's rolling off 15th post penalties, so 17th pre penalties assessment. Right in between Ed Carpenter and Devlin DeFrancesco.
Oh, so right in between two very washed drivers.
Yeah, and Stingray Robb is it's not.
He got beat by Kiffin Simpson.
Yeah, Kiffin beat him, Meg beat him. Some people beat him that you would not think would.
Oh, this is pre-penalty. I pulled up the wrong lineup.
But as the day went on, we then got to, after the Fast 12, we then went to Last Chance. Unfortunately, Jacob Abel was bumped. But some drama in that Last Chance qualifier session. At the last minute, so...
Absolutely wild. Yeah, so Jacob Abel
had a lap. It was slow, but not that much slower than Rena's VK's was.
Yeah.
He's on the pit lane. They made modifications, and they lose their lap, but they're in the lane, taking up space, I guess, and they can't go past them.
Taking up space in the lane one.
So Rena's VK decides to delete his lap time and then goes out and puts up a lap time slower than his previous and slower than Jacob's previous time.
Yeah, slower than his previous. And might I say, he had hybrid on the second lap, but had no hybrid on the first lap. So, I don't know if his team just fucked up track conditions, and maybe the track was getting hot, and that caused slip angle to get worse on those tires, but... Yeah, really we were talking to the photographer that was chilling on the back straight, and we were all just absolutely baffled when we heard Renus VK deletes his time.
Yeah, he got lucky because Jacob Abel came out and the car was slower. In the 225s, 26s.
It was rough.
Very slow, bad times, but
Jacob very dejected over the weekend.
Yeah, just they did not bring Dale Coyne just did not bring a good car straight up.
This is quality from last year, I think.
But Renus ends up making it in at the 33rd spot, now up to 31 with the penalties. So good for him, but really risky and something that I really still don't fully understand. But more power to you, I guess. It worked out in the end. It would be a whole different conversation. And I'm sure some people would be talking about
that title sponsor.
Some title sponsor manipulation if Renus VK had
all I'm going to say is Miller High Life. We were talking about the rumblings, Ryan, of a certain car getting a new livery.
It could be Miller High Life to Prema.
Miller High Life. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Fast 6, so I bumped out of the Fast 12 when it was going to the Fast 6 was technically, I guess we'll say, Will Power and Joseph Newgarden. Again, whole situation. Watch our video from Monday.
Yeah.
Marcus Ericsson, Christian Lundgaard, and David Malukas failed to advance into the Firestone Fast 6. So that left Alex Palou, Pato O'Ward, Takuma Sato, Scott Dixon, Felix Rosenquist, and Robert Schwartzman. Reading them in random order to not spoil the results.
Yeah. So they went out reverse of what they were.
Their
so
Fast 12 time was, yeah.
Started with Takuma Sato going first. And he started with a first lap of a 2:33.024, and we immediately both looked at each other because during this we were walking down the backstretch and then stopping for every run. I had my phone up. I was watching the lap times as they went, so a general good idea. Love the NTT IndyCar app. Takuma Sato comes out and does a great valiant effort, ending with a average of 2:32.478. Then we had Robert Schwartzman come out second. No, it was
Alex Palou second.
Alex Palou.
It was Alex Palou then Scott Dixon.
Put up a 2:31 on his first lap. 2:31's around the board. Ended up with a 2:31.378. Something just off of the bounce of the car.
Yeah, something just wasn't working with Alex on that car.
Yeah.
Scott Dixon then went out for his 4-lap run, making him the third car going out. Ryan, what were the lap times for Scott there?
He was 2:32, 2:32, 2:31, 2:31. Decimal points. His final 4-lap average was a 2:32.052, which put him ahead Palou, but behind Sato.
I think and then the dark horse of the weekend. The team that nobody was expecting to do well.
We both thought was Robert Schwartzman was the for sure bump, and he's in the Fast 6, so we're already idiots.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
looked like an idiot day one, yeah.
Never raced on an oval, had never done before, so just shocking already. And he comes out, and his first lap is the fastest lap we've seen in Fast 6. A 2:33.166, and we both looked at each other. Me and Patrick were like, "Hold on a minute, what the fuck?"
I think I immediately then said, "Nah, there's no way his tires hold up for all 4 laps."
Yeah, exactly. And then second lap comes 2:32.9. That's the best second lap of anybody, and we're like, "Holy crap!" Third lap comes 2:32.2. Okay. That's closer to what people have been. Slower than Sato's.
Prepped a lot of time on that third lap.
Faster than everybody else, but then last lap, with some hybrid, comes up again. Gets a 2:32.785, making his 4-lap average a 2:32.790, giving him at the time a provisional pole ahead of Sato by 0.3, little more than 0.312.
Yeah, absolutely massive relative gap to Sato.
Yeah. But he still had Pato O'Ward and Felix Rosenquist.
And Pato O'Ward has been looking fast all weekend, and he's always fast in quali.
Yeah, so...
In the 500, not this season. In the 500.
Pato O'Ward comes out, and as soon as I saw the first lap was a 2:32.4, I mean, I was like, holy crap, that's not going to do it. And he went down 2:32.0, 2:31.9, 2:31.8, dropping lap times, averaging a 4 lap average of 2:32.098, which puts him third at the time ahead of Dixon and Palou. And then finally we had Rosenquist, and it was electric.
Yeah, Rosenquist has been looking fast all weekend. He led the fast 12 with a pretty dominant lap time. I was actually trying to pull that up here and see what his lap time in the fast 12 was, because I think it might have been. Give me 1 second here, Ryan.
But I'll go quick, real quick.
2:32.523 in fast 12.
Yeah, so that would have been a split Schwartzman and Sato. So Robert Schwartzman was fast, but then Felix Rosenquist comes out and seeing he's lost a little bit of speed. Maybe his track cooled off, balance changed a little bit. First lap, 2:32.5, then a 2:32.0. And at this point, everyone knew, but it was still, you had to wait, make sure. Yep. They had 2:31.5, and it looked pretty locked at this point. But with how close the margins are, you never know. And his final lap, a 2:31.8, and everyone went wild. Robert Schwartzman was crying, it looked like. I mean, it was incredible. We doubted this kid. First team, never raced on an oval. And now he's on freaking pole for the Indy 500.
First rookie pole position for 42 years.
Me and Patrick were walking after quali, and I couldn't put words together. Like in my head, I was just like, "What is happening?" And I think I don't know what it is. I went on a run of, I guess, either motorsports fans are predictable or I just say common things, because I said I posted on our Instagram account, absolute scenes at IMS. I saw that post by multiple people like Fox and stuff. And then in the car, I said, how can you not be romantic about motorsports? And then someone posted that, and I'm like, what am I doing? It's predictable. It's nothing crazy. But like I said, the sentiment's true. Absolute scenes, insane stuff. This is what the Indy 500 is all about. It's a shame, I think, that right now the conversation isn't, holy shit, Robert Schwartzman. The conversation is shifted to Penske. But don't let that overshadow the fact that Robert freaking Schwartzman and a rookie team just stuck it on pole since the first time since 1983. Wow. I mean, just wow. None of us saw us coming. I doubted him. I think I had him in my bottom 4 even.
And to all you reporters, I'm calling out like 2 specific ones that decided, instead of celebrating Robert Schwartzman's pole position at the Indy 500, he decided to bring politics into it at his press conference celebrating the Indy 500. Sincerely, go fuck yourself. He didn't choose where he was born. He was racing under a Russian flag before that wasn't allowed. Dude just has the worst combination of countries to race under.
Yeah, it's unacceptable. We're freaking racing fans. I don't give a shit where you're born. This kid came here and he's stuck it on fucking pole.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. That's all we should be talking about. That's the narrative. That's all I want to hear.
I did see, I think my favorite commentary was talking about all the F1 teams that have spurned the chance to have Robert Schwartzman in their team and how stupid all of them look right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to feel great for Prema. It has to feel great for Robert Schwartzman. Happy for him. Just couldn't be happier. I know I doubted him, but I am a believer now.
Yeah.
Before the season started, I was a Prema believer. I did think they would win a race. I didn't expect
this. I'm not going to say I was a Prema believer, but I wasn't a hater. I feel like I was just a realist with it.
Yeah, I want him to do good, but it just hasn't been so far, and I'm being realistic at this point. But good for them. Today in running, apparently he's been really good from leading, but not so great falling. Something to work on for Prema. Speaking of that, they don't have a primary sponsor. Speaking of that Miller High Life thing earlier, they will before the Indy 500. Obviously, that's I think a 100% lock.
Yeah, after he got pole, definitely.
Should be seeing a new livery for Prema there for his Robert Schwartzman.
I am a little bit sad that the what's his name? The dude from Cars 2. I'm sad that I won't be seeing that on the grid though. At the front.
I mean, we'll have to see what livery they come out with, but really cool overall. So rounding out the top 6 is Robert Schwartzman, Takuma Sato, Pato Award, Scott Dixon, Felix Rosenquist, Alex Palou.
Let's just keep going. Go over all of qualifying. Then you got David Malukas, Christian Lundgaard, Marcus Ericsson, Scott McLaughlin. Updated after the penalties, but for some reason, IndyCar's website is not updated. Scott McLaughlin, Connor Daly, Alexander Rossi, Kiffin Simpson, Ed Carpenter, Santino Ferrucci, Devlin DeFrancesco, Stingray Robb, Christian Rasmussen, Kyle Larson, Louis Foster, Callum Ilott, Elio Castroneves, Kyle Kirkwood, Nolan Siegel, Ryan Hunter-Ray, Jack Harvey, Colton Herta, Graham Rahal, Marco Andretti, Marcus Armstrong, Renus VK, then Joseph Newgarden and Will
Power. So that is your full lineup for the 100. And
shout out to the 26 team.
Yes.
I gave them plenty of praise in my Saturday video, but just again, seeing that 29th, I know it's not, well, 27th now, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not an amazing starting position. It's not where that car was speed-wise, but
a heroic effort.
You smashed a car into a wall and you qualify for the Indy 500 in the same day.
Yeah, got to be happy. And, I mean, happy all the teams that crashed. A lot of crash this weekend. Happy for all of them to get their cars where they are. Good job to the 66 and the 26, getting them 27th and 30th respectively.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's great. So
let's get into, I think that's a great roll into our predictions and how they fared.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say this right now. I had one Fast Six, and I got a pity point for saying the AMR safety team. So I have a point.
The AMR safety team earned that point, though.
They did earn their half point. We agreed on a half point. I will take my half point. So 1.5 for me. That's not great. I said Joseph would get pole position. I had other people in Fast Six who just didn't make it.
Yeah. I had Scotty Mack on pole position. I knew that was dead the minute I saw his car airborne.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. But what predictions did you get right?
I had Alex Palou. My dark horse of Takuma Sato came in clutch.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that, real quick, I want to touch on. That man is not young.
Yeah.
That's not a fast car. Takuma Sato is buried underneath Robert Schwartzman, but hell of a drive from him. Just absolutely fantastic from him. He will be a contender. I will say that.
Dude is 48 years old and starting on the front row of the Indy 500.
Impressive.
Hold on. Let me do some math. No, never mind. Elio won his last Indy 500 before 48. I was about to say, hold on, wait, did Elio win his last Indy 500 at 48?
But, I mean, just great effort from him in qualifying.
Yeah, last time he started on the front row, he won the race.
Yep. So, be curious.
And then I've also got Felix Rosenquist in there, which I don't think many people... He was kind of that weird middle ground of nobody thought he was going to do... I feel like people either thought he was going to crash or be fast.
Yeah, and he was fast.
Yeah, dude was fast, and MSR gave him a amazing car.
Yeah.
Your bottom four, Ryan. Did you get anyone in your bottom four?
Nope.
The only person I had, unfortunately, was Jacob Abel, but I will give a shout out. I had Robert Schwartzman, number one in my bottom four. He did the opposite.
Yep, I had number one in my bottom four too. So that's what it is.
I did get a hit the apex from David Malukas. Just great effort getting that car up there. And then we did agree that 24th was. Well, hold on. We have to reevaluate now. We did this pre-penalty. Is 22nd a miss the apex for Elio Castroneves?
I think so.
Okay. So I still get my Elio miss the apex.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, even though I don't want to. But in the fairness, you think he'd be higher up there, especially because,
both of the one other car was in the Fast Six that wasn't crashed. That isn't a road course car.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to a very close championship here. It is 20.5 to 21 for IndyCar. I took over the advantage this week. We'll see if I can hold it going through the Indy 500.
Ryan, just straight 20, by the way, because I think you calculated me having 2 points, not 1.5.
That's fine. We'll give you 20.5.
Yeah, AMR
you get a full point for AMR safety team. Those guys did an amazing job.
They did
this weekend.
They are the heroes of our world. But yeah, that tight field going into Indy 500 predictions, which I am excited about.
Ryan, who do you have in P3 for the Indy 500?
I got Takuma Sato.
Okay.
Who do you got?
I think there's going to be a little bit of a comeback drive. I've got Scott McLaughlin, P3.
Wow, I like that.
That's the third isn't insane, but...
Yeah. You know what's even less insane? 10th to 2nd for my boy Scotty Mack. That's who I have in second place. Got McLaughlin.
I've got MSR's been executing on the stand. I've got Felix Rosenquist in P2.
I don't know what we have with predictions, Patrick, but they've been so good. I think they're gonna win the damn race. I got Felix Rosenquist winning the Indy 500.
I would love to see it. I will go and buy a Felix Rosenquist jersey if he wins the
500. I would be very happy.
I've always been a Felix Rosenquist fan, not like a diehard Felix Rosenquist fan. But I feel like what really won me over for him is just some of the interviews I've seen him do and all of the content for the Creed car this week.
It's been great.
He got out of McLaren and he's starting to show some personality, which I love.
Yep. Yeah, I like the guy.
Yeah. I've got Pato O'Ward finally conquering the Brickyard and winning the Indy 500.
Getting it done. That was my preseason prediction, so but I figured I'd switch it up because I really just have a good feeling about Felix Rosenquist. But I want it for Pato. I don't even have him in my top 3.
Yeah.
But I want it for him. No one would be upset about that. Obviously, most popular driver winning the Indy 500 would be the best thing for the series.
Pato who?
Pato who? Exactly.
That guy's not on billboards.
Yeah, no. But really, I like that. I like those predictions. Should be spicy, but let's keep rolling. Who do you got hitting the apex?
I've got another strong comeback drive for my hit the apex. I've got Marcus Armstrong hitting the apex.
Oh, wow.
In a road course car.
That would be a cool story. We'll just do out vibes because, he could drive it up to 10th and it would be a hell of a drive. You know what I mean? Who knows?
If he drives it up to 20th and everyone finishes, that would be a hell of a drive.
Yeah. But let's be honest, not everyone's finishing the Indy 500.
No, especially with hybrid overheating being a thing now. Yeah. We saw how the Honda power units were last year.
Yeah, so we will see. But I got, not really a comeback drive, but I just think a good drive, one of those cars that's going to be, you're going to stay where he's at, do well. I got David Malukas having a good race.
I could definitely see that. Foyt knows how to execute at the 500.
He's been wheeling that AJ Foyt, and I think he'll continue to.
Yeah, who do you have missing the apex?
This will bite me. I know. I understand this will bite me. I got Alex Palou missing the apex.
You son of a bitch.
You did the same thing, didn't you?
Yep.
I just think...
I think the last time we both had the same prediction for something that would hit.
I would like that. To get the championship a little spicier, but I just think, we know he's not great at ovals, and I don't think that's... not that he's not great at ovals, he didn't get the results at ovals, and I just think we'll see, coming in the Indy 500 especially, which is more than just an oval, I think we'll see a step back from Alex Palou's normal form. Obviously, he's starting 6th. You can't be upset about that. That's a good spot.
Can still get caught up in some shenanigans in 6th, though.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just my feeling.
Do you think, Ryan, that there will be a pass on the last lap for a win at the Indy 500?
I think there will be. So
you think it's going to be Felix Rosenquist passing Scotty Mack for the win?
Yeah.
I agree with you, except I think Felix Rosenquist will be leading and Pato O'Ward will be making that pass.
Yeah. I just did a quick little look-sees here. About just for something interesting. Starting position of winning cars. Obviously the most they're in first, but believe it or not, more people have won from 3rd than 2nd.
That's not wild. You aren't starting in the middle. That's actually not wild now that I think about it.
Yeah. No one's ever won from last. No, the lowest someone has won from is 28th, and it's 2 people. Then 27th one, 25th one. Maybe we'll link this in the.
What about 32nd? Anybody win from 32nd?
No, the farthest back someone's won from is 28th.
Thank God Joseph Newgarden should not be winning the race this year.
Yeah,
you can probably hear me knock on wood.
Every spot someone has won from up until 18th is 0, and then you have 20, 21, 22, 23, 19, 20, 21, 22 have all won. But yeah, if you look up winning combination on IndyCar, they have a bunch of cool stats about the Indy 500, and that's just one of them. Just a curiosity. I'd like to do some math just for my personal pleasure about winning percentage from each grid spot. Just curious.
1922 is also the only year that a team has locked out a row other than the front at the Indy 500.
Yep.
And that record still holds.
Because they did not lock out grid 4. But yeah, Sorry, just a quick little tangent because we were
Yeah.
talking about starting spots, but yeah, I do think there'll be a pass. You agree? I hear.
Yeah. We had 8 full course yellows last year.
We did.
How many do you think there are going to be this year, Ryan?
But the hybrid liability issues, people have been crashing a lot more on their own. When the arrow gets involved, close quarters, I think we're going to see more crashes. I think we're going to get 10 full course yellows.
I disagree. I think we've kind of seen a trend this season of some more level-headed driving. Romain Grosjean is no longer in the field. I think we're going to have 5 full course yellows.
Yeah. We're a nice little 5-10 split. Well, we will have to see. Price is right rules, obviously. If they get 6, I get the no. I'm just kidding. Closest to it wins.
Closest gets 1 point. Exact gets 2. Same rules as always.
Yep. I was just trying to get some points, trying to stat pad myself here.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that's our Indy 500 predictions. We will be at the Indy 500. Obviously, as Patrick said, no content from there from us. We would just be enjoying the day.
If you happen to be somebody that's going to be at the 500, if you're on the North Vista, come say hi.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. We will be there all day, so we'll have some time to kill.
We'll be chilling at a house that we're parking at, getting some breakfast, and then probably going and hanging out with an old high school friend of ours.
Yeah.
But
should be fun. Should be fun.
The Indy 500 will be a great time. I've had a ton of fun this past weekend at qualifying. Even if you don't enjoy a crowded event like the Indy 500, no judgment. Just go to qualifying instead.
Yeah, qualifying was not too crowded. Decent amount of people, but still you could space and was incredible. I mean, one of the most fun days I've had at a racetrack. Full stop. Yeah. And I've been very lucky with the races I've gone to, and it was one of the.
Bro, witnessed a Charles Leclerc win in person.
I did. It doesn't beat that. Let's be real. It doesn't beat that. I understand that, but I witnessed a Charles Leclerc win. Ricky Stenhouse, not Ricky Stenhouse. Who no one witnessed.
Kyle Busch.
Busch. I witnessed Kyle Busch.
No, you witnessed Kyle Busch's crew smashing a TV.
Yeah, because Kurt Busch beat him.
Yeah.
But yeah, really great day, great thing. I'm going. Yeah, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of people, a lot of traffic. If you're going to Indy 500, please stay safe. Bring your hydration. Don't look like me and be sunburnt. Wear sunscreen, which I will be doing at 500. Stay safe, have fun, keep a level head in the traffic. Let's have some fun. It's the greatest spectacle in racing.
It's the greatest spectacle in racing, and it's going to be a banger this year. I just feel it.
If you're going, you will be part of 1 in every 1,100 people in the United States will be at the Indy 500. That's a crazy stat.
Another fun fact, Speedway, Indiana on May 26th, 25th, 26th, 25th, will be the second most populous city in Indiana.
That's wild.
Indianapolis is top at 888. Second place is Speedway, which I'm saying Speedway, but it's IMS, 350,000 people. And then it's down to like 220, I think, or 280 for the next one on the list.
Wild stuff.
Yeah. People think the Daytona 500 is big. We're like 3 times as big.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Have a great time, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. We will see you at the Indy 500, hopefully. And if not, we'll see you in our next video, which will be about a racing series, talking about the racing. We haven't made our schedule this week yet.
F1 or NASCAR, one of the two. And if it's NASCAR, keep an eye out for the NASCAR video this week. Ryan has already given me a little preview. He's heated.
I crashed out last Sunday night. That's all the preview I got. Joey Logano, I'm gonna have some words for you, and I have good reasoning. This isn't just pure hate. This is you got beat by Sadie's dad. All right, just watch yourself. All right,
guys. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.